Hi everyone, this is our current lineup of bags, and today I think I'm going to do the Deathly Hallows because I did have someone ask if I can show how to make it, since previously I do have a black version with a floral print that I had made, but I never took a video of it, so let's do this one. Compared to the standard Loungefly bag, this purse is a breeze. We only have 2 panels, and the print I'm using today is pretty free-flowing, so I can kind of cut wherever. I absolutely love this fabric, and off the top of my head, I don't remember where I got it from, but if I do find it, it'll be in the description below. And now that we have our 2 pieces, you know I like to treat my fabric with Odie coat. This makes it waterproof and also stain resistant. We do 3 layers of Odie coat with an hour in between each layer, and then we wait 24 hours so we can iron to cure it. We'll iron the fabric for about 45 seconds to up to a minute, and you'll know when it's cured because the fabric originally is kind of like rough with the Odie coat on it, and then after the fact it's smooth, so then you know it's good to go. And now it's time to assemble the bag. Once you find the placement that you like, we're going to use Fabri-Tac glue to adhere the fabric to the bag. I like to go over the glue with a metal spatula, that way it just smooths out the whole surface area. I like to work from one side of the bag to the other, so my next to do is that Deathly Hallows symbol, and I'm going to cut the fabric using the triangle as my guide to cut the exact same shape. For this part, I recommend working slowly. Cut a little bit at a time because it's always easy to cut more rather than if you cut too much and then you end up having to stretch the fabric, yada yada. Just work slow and steady. Let's smooth out our glue, and with that, we're now going to tuck our fabric underneath the Deathly Hallows triangle. This is literally the exact same technique that we use when we tuck fabric underneath the metal Loungefly plates. You'll see that there's ever so slightly space between the metal triangle and the purse, and that's where we're tucking the fabric into. After that, I'm just going to keep moving along and glue down the other side, and then I'm actually going to start tucking the fabric into the bottom of the bag, just out of preference. Next, we have to cut the fabric, that way we have the perfect amount to tuck into the seams. The best way I can describe this is cut a little bit at a time, that way you can find that perfect amount to tuck into the seams. You don't want too much fabric where it's bunching in on itself, but you don't want not enough where it's not even reaching the seams and you have to stretch the fabric. Next, we're going to move on to the sides of the bag, and this might look intimidating, but I promise it's easier than it looks. We're just going to lay down our glue, we're going to smooth out our glue, and then we're just going to follow the bag's natural shape to kind of tell us where to cut. And just like we did with the bottom of the bag, I always go through with my metal spatula's tip, and I make an indent of where the seam is, and this is my general guide of where to cut the fabric. Again, work slow and steady, cut a little bit at a time, better to cut not enough than too much off. Off camera, I repeated those exact same steps for the other side of this panel, and then next we are moving to the top of the bag. From this view, you can see where the outer panel of the purse meets the inner panel of the purse, and that's the seam that we'll be tucking our fabric into, so make sure there's glue all over that. Out of all the seams I've ever tucked fabric into, this one by far is my favorite. It's super easy, and there's something satisfactory about just the way the fabric disappears as I tuck it into that seam. And here's one side of the purse completely finished. I will go back through with a Q-tip and acetone and kind of clean up any excess glue that might be along our seams. The instructions to complete the other side of the purse is exactly the same as this one, so to not bore anyone, I will do that side off camera, and with that, let's look at the complete. And here's our fully completed custom Deathly Hallows purse. I paired it with a matching keychain, and overall I am fully happy with the way it came out. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments below. As always, thanks for hanging out with me today. If you want, feel free to like and subscribe, and until next time, bye friends!